Aloha, greetings, and welcome to our virtual Rotary International Convention. And of course, welcome to our panel breakout session called What Can Rotarians Do to End Alzheimer's? This session was originally scheduled to take place at the RI International Convention in Honolulu, Hawaii, but was canceled due to the coronavirus, and we're talking about COVID-19. This is the reason for our Hawaiian music and of course the flowers in our outfits that we wear this evening. My name is Dave Clifton. I'm a past district governor from District 7950, which includes southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. I've also had the honor and privilege of being the immediate past chair of ADRAG. ADRAG stands for Alzheimer's/Dementia Rotary Action Group. Much appreciation to ADRAG, all the officers and board members. This is an action group, of course, that we'll talk a lot about today. And of course, we welcome our 5 resource partners for their participation in our webinar, as well as their dedication and timely efforts to help fight this horrific disease called Alzheimer's. The challenge of ADRAG is to provide support for Rotary clubs and districts in order to certainly raise awareness of the human and economic impact that Alzheimer's and dementia has made on our families and, of course, our communities. An estimated 5.7 million Americans have Alzheimer's, 50 million worldwide, yet only 1 in 4, the experts say, get diagnosed. The numbers of those afflicted with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia is expected to double. It may even triple in the years to come. Alzheimer's is a disease of the brain. It's the most common form of dementia. As a matter of fact, it destroys brain cells, affecting our loss of memory. It also affects our judgments, our way of thinking, and our behavior. The bad news going on, some interesting facts and stats. Alzheimer's, the 5th leading cause of death in the USA. 15 million at-home caregivers trying to do their best to take care of their loved ones. And most of those with the disease are senior adults. Take a look at the population of Rotarians around the world. Approximately 2/3 are women. During the panel discussion, we will hear from the following resource partners. Cure Alzheimer's Fund from Wellesley, Mass. CART comes from the Carolinas. Alzheimer's Research Trust. They call it Coins for Alzheimer's Research Trust. Music Men's Minds from California. The Alzheimer's Association from Chicago, Illinois. And REPOD, Rotarians Easing Problems of Dementia from Great Britain. Please give your attention to our first speaker, my good friend Bill Shillito. He's from South Carolina. He's the chair of ADRAG. He's the past district governor from District 7670. He served during the Rotary Shares Year under the leadership of President Wilfred Wilkinson. Take it over, Bill Shillito.
Past District Governor Dave and immediate past chair, thank you very much. We appreciate your leadership in being able to bring us this program today. It is my pleasure to serve as the chair of the Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group. And I'd like to invite you as the participants and listeners today to come to our website, Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group. We've abbreviated to ADRAG. Alpha Delta Romeo Alpha Golf for you military and scouts. That's Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group.org. Come look at our website. You'll see our story of our resource partners that Dave just mentioned to you. You'll hear from each one of those resource partners. So I want to take this moment to thank Rotary International in their intelligence and excellent way they brought this about. We started this about 6 years ago, and I made an application to Rotary International as a Rotary Action Group with the mission of identifying Alzheimer's dementia resources that we could bring under our umbrella, and we could help those folks get introduced to any Rotarian that wanted to assist in this horrific disease and ending or preventing those diseases. So that's our mission. Work with our resource partners, make them available to you. Each one of those resource partners is its separate own 501c3 organization. So you could donate your time, you could donate your money, you could donate a lot of ways, but bringing your membership into Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Groups gets you access to all of those. Go to our website and then go to our new member portal, just recently introduced. And so now that we have it available, makes it easy for you to become a member of the Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group. We're coming to you with our resource partners in this breakout session. Rotary International has made this available to us, and I want to thank them for that opportunity. Rotary International looks at us, vets us, and has taken us to this process in a way that has made us better. One of the ways they made us better is to provide a resource in a young lady named Zuhal Sharp. I want to mention her in particular because she has been so helpful as we were organizing, and then as we reorganized to become even better. Zuhal was with us all the way there. She's introduced new potential resource partners to us as we've moved along. So you'll hear us come to you as if we were in Hawaii, presenting to you there. So I want to give you a warm aloha, welcome, and hug from all of our resource partners and all of our officers and board members at Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group. Please go to that website and see if you can contribute, see where you most have passion, and we'll provide assistance for you as you endeavor to help that process along. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our first resource partner and our first speaker. His name is Mr. Tim Armour. He's the president and CEO of Cure Alzheimer's Fund, a remarkable organization. Tim is a wonderful speaker. If you ever need a speaker on Alzheimer's, he's a wonderful speaker. He's hosted many seminars and sessions and video sessions on this horrible disease and what the research is that we're promoting and trying to accomplish. Please welcome Mr. Tim Armour.
Thank you, past Governor Dave and past Governor Bill, past and present chairs of the Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group. Before I go on, Dave and Bill, I got to comment on your Hawaiian shirts. I am jealous. I had hoped that you would send me one from Hawaii, but clearly that's not going to work. So I had to go with the old standard blue button down. I hope you'll forgive me as we get into a discussion of Cure Alzheimer's Fund and Rotary and how we are working together to defeat Alzheimer's disease. Cure Alzheimer's Fund and Rotary first met in 2011 through the auspices of the Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts Rotary Club, which is club number 27997, and a District 7950 conference where we presented. Our collaboration was built on the recognition of the horror of Alzheimer's disease and the need to stop it. And just as Rotary has done such a marvelous job of helping to end polio in the world, we hope that working together can do the same thing for Alzheimer's disease. My name is Tim Armour. I'm president and CEO of Cure Alzheimer's Fund, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about this disease that we're fighting and what Cure Alzheimer's Fund's contribution is to that battle. Alzheimer's disease currently affects 6 million diagnosed patients in the United States alone. Worldwide, the number is more like 50 million. It's estimated that the real number may be 4 times that high. And when you add in the family caregivers and other volunteer caregivers, you grow those numbers tremendously. 3 of 10 people 65 and older have the disease. And almost 5 in 10 people 85 and older have the disease. That's half people aged 85 and older. Alzheimer's is not just a condition of aging, it is a disease with a designated pathology that eventually kills the neurons in the brain, first taking out memory, then other functions, and ultimately results in death. In the United States, Alzheimer's, unlike all the other big diseases, Alzheimer's is the only one with an increasing mortality rate. How are we fighting this disease? Where do the resources come from to battle it? Mostly from the federal government and through private donations of individuals. In the United States, the federal government spends through Medicare and Medicaid about $270 billion a year to care for Alzheimer's patients. Add another $20 to $30 billion from private insurance, and you can round out at about $300 billion a year spent on the care of 6 million Alzheimer's patients. At the same time, the federal government invests through the National Institutes of Health about $2.8 billion in research to end the disease. Private philanthropy adds less than another billion. So $300 billion for care, $3 billion for research. This is not an equation that will bring about a swift end to this disease. And although Cure Alzheimer's Fund, the Alzheimer's Association, and other Alzheimer's organizations work hard in Washington to try to increase those numbers, both for care and for cure, it is a long, hard, slow push. What's Cure Alzheimer's for doing about this? Well, first, what is Cure Alzheimer's Fund? Cure Alzheimer's Fund is a 501c3 organization started in 2005, so we're about 15 years old, to raise money for Alzheimer's research. Our mission, our purpose, is to fund research with the highest probability to slow, stop, or even roll back Alzheimer's disease. We focus only on research that will determine how the pathology works and therefore lead to successful and effective interventions. We believe that you can't build the cure until you understand the cause. And while the jury's still out on the cause, researchers have never been more excited about their progress towards finding a cure. Since 2005, Cure Alzheimer's Fund has distributed over $115 million to 175 researchers in 110 institutions around the world in support of breakthrough research designed to break old paradigms and create new ones in order to get to a cure for Alzheimer's as fast as possible. We're not the biggest funder of Alzheimer's research, but we are the most focused on understanding how the disease starts and progresses, and therefore how to stop it. The money we raise comes from 40,000 individuals in the United States and around the world, and their money goes straight to the researchers. Our generous board of directors provides all of the support for the overhead, for the administration of our foundation, so no donor has to pay me. Their money goes directly to research. What research do we fund? What's the purpose of that research? We look for the big ideas to fund, not the incremental research that will refine what the field already knows. And here are the few big questions that researchers we support are after. What are the pillars of Alzheimer's pathology? Beta amyloid, the protein tau, and neuroinflammation? How does each of these contribute to the disease? Why are 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients women? This, in fact, is a big question that Rotary International and Cure Alzheimer's Fund have explored together. Why are African Americans twice as likely as Caucasians to have the disease? What role do pathogens, bacteria and viruses, play in Alzheimer's pathology? Do they cause it, or does the reaction to them overexcite the immune system and thereby killing brain cells with friendly fire? What are the brain's natural protective mechanisms such as the blood-brain barrier, that remove bad particles and allow for the entry of good particles? And what happens when these processes go awry? How does the microbiome, the gut, affect the brain? Can Alzheimer's disease be affected, exacerbated, even caused by what we eat? These are huge questions that are so far unanswered, but each is critically important to understanding how this disease works and how it progresses in order for us to develop effective therapies. The last 2 decades, there have been over 150 clinical trials for candidate Alzheimer's drugs. Of that number, 150 over the last 20 years, how many have been successes? How many do you think have been successes? 0. 0 successes in that time. As more drug candidates emerge into these clinical trials, we certainly hope for the best. We hope to find a winner. But we're wary, we're concerned, we're even fearful that without understanding that basic pathology, these drugs will bring with them unforeseen consequences that will do what some of these clinical trial drugs have done in the past, which is cause even more harm to patients or be ineffective. There are some hopeful signs. Cure Alzheimer's Fund and the Alzheimer's Association and another Alzheimer's organization have gone together to help fund the clinical trial in an emerging drug, which looks hopeful, and we certainly hope for the best. How can you help? You can support the Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group at the web address on the screen. For direct research into the causes and progression of the disease, Cure Alzheimer's Fund welcomes your support at curealz.org. And in addition to financial donations, Cure Alzheimer's Fund supports efforts by committed individuals to raise money through activities such as walks, runs, swims, online contests, and other innovative activities. Come on over to the website and take a look. My intent here today has been to give you a quick look at Alzheimer's disease, the magnitude of its devastation, which is all too well known to those in its grasp, and to provide information about what Cure Alzheimer's Fund is doing about that. We're proud to be a resource partner of the Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group and look forward to collaborating in the years to come. But right now, I'd like to introduce you to Bill Parker, past District Governor of Rotary International District 7670. And on July 20th, Bill will assume the position as president of the Coins for Alzheimer's Research Trust, or CART. This is a great organization, and I know you'll enjoy learning more about it from Bill. Thank you.
Hello, Rotarians. My name is Bill Parker, and I'm the Vice President of CART, which is Coins for Alzheimer's Research Trust. Our mission is to find the causes of and a treatment and possible cure for Alzheimer's disease. CART was started in 1995 by one Rotarian by the name of Roger Ackerman. Roger was tired of seeing no success in research on trying to cure Alzheimer's, and he came up with a crazy idea of funding additional research using just pocket change. Since 1995, CART has expanded to 22 districts in the eastern United States, and it all collects money by having the Rotarians at Rotary meetings place plastic blue cups, called a CART cup, on the table, and they put pocket change in the blue buckets. The pocket change is collected, put into the CART fund, and every dime that goes into a CART bucket is used for leading edge research. Now here's the unique thing about CART. CART provides funding for what we would call bleeding edge research. CART allows researchers to check out theories that, when proven, allow follow-on funding from other funding sources. So in essence, CART primes the pump. In 1999, the very first research grant was given out for $100,000. And the results of that grant was the discovery of a mutation, a genetic mutation called LD11, which is now called APOE4. And this mutation is a pretty good indicator developing Alzheimer's after the age of 65. Additionally, CART research discovered the first what they call in vivo diagnosis for Alzheimer's disease. Prior to 2017, the only way to diagnose Alzheimer's was at the autopsy. But one of our researchers discovered a way to find it using brain scans. Another CART-funded project allowed us to do a simple test looking at the fluid in the eye to find the beta amyloid plaques that are an indication of Alzheimer's disease. Since 1995, CART has raised and granted 55 grants totaling $9.2 million, all from pocket change. CART is an incredible grassroots program, and it demonstrates the power that one Rotarian can have in changing history. Now, how do you become a CART club? If you're interested in researching further into the CART program, go to www.cartfund.org. If you're interested, the club Rotarians get together at the board and decide whether or not they want to become a CART club. The club board approves that this desire, then you take it to the membership. If the membership desires to support CART, then we provide you with the little blue buckets. You start collecting money, and the money goes to the CART fund. Now, how do you become a CART district? When the majority of the clubs within any district in the world become CART clubs, then they can go to the district governor and request that the district become a CART district. Or if the the district decides that they want to be a CART district, then all of the clubs within that district have to agree. And once that agreement is made, then the district governor assigns a CART chair for the district, and the CART chair is responsible for coordinating all CART activities within that district. When you become a CART district, you get 2 votes on the CART board. The district governor nominee of the district and the CART chair of the district are both voting members at the annual meeting, which is held in May of each year. And this is also the time when the grants are awarded. If you're interested in becoming a CART district, please again go to www.cartfund.org. We are an amazing organization. We are all volunteers. We are raising lots of money. In May, we delivered $1 million in research grants. It is a terrific program, and I strongly urge you to at least look into it and see if you're interested, because Alzheimer's disease is growing in the world, and we've got to figure out how to prevent it and how to treat it. One of the researchers stated that the key to success in going after Alzheimer's is early diagnosis. What you have to do is discover that you have a problem long before the cognitive effects become evident in the person's behavior. This doctor, who is a CART researcher, said that Alzheimer's generally starts 10 to 20 years before outside observable effects of the disease. So if we can diagnose the disease early, we can start treating the disease early, and we can slow down the progress of Alzheimer's disease. However, once the brain cells are destroyed, the damage becomes permanent. And believe me, the effects of Alzheimer's disease impact every single Rotarian in the world. If it's not you, it's your family, it's your relatives, and it will tear your family apart. We've got to get a handle on solving the problem of Alzheimer's disease, and we've got to do it now. Thank you for your attention. I appreciate you listening. And at this point, I would like to introduce Carol Rosenstein, who has a master's degree in clinical psychology. And she is aware that scientists have discovered that when Alzheimer's disease destroys a lot of the cognitive elements of the brain, music continues unimpaired, and music changes people. With that in mind, she created an organization called Music Men's Minds. This shows the powerful effect of music therapy to heal the damaged mind. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, I'm Carol Rosenstein and I'm coming to you from Hawaii. I hope you're all staying safe during these turbulent times of COVID-19. Our seniors are experiencing a pandemic of their own with spikes that are alarming because of our neurodegenerative diseases. Thank God for the music, because it's bringing so much joy to our seniors, to caregivers and families at large. Sit back and enjoy our little mini documentary, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, Mr. and Mrs. America, come on. Hi guys. You want to say hi to the gang? You want to greet them? All righty, go ahead, sit down. All right, well done. Okay, you want to play a little bit for us? How about, yeah, how about try to remember? You want to do try to remember? My name is Carol Rosenstein, and I am the co-founder of our nonprofit Music Men's Minds. This is a personal journey that I share with you today. I'm sorry if there'll be some tears, but I'm still very deeply touched by the story. We've had a 13-year journey so far with Parkinson's, and the dementia came about 4 or 5 years ago. So I was really disheartened because I saw a serious decline. And I would notice that things that had been joyful for Erwin were no longer registering as a smile on his face anymore. But on the other hand, if he does sit down in front of the piano with me next to him, and I lift his hands right up onto the keys, away he goes. His fire is lit, and the music ability comes flooding back. So I saw this repeatedly, and I was curious. I called the neurologist, I reported my findings, and Dr. Jeff Bronstein said, "You are watching the power of music changing brain chemistry." Wow. I decided that I would find a few like-minded patients who were also in serious jeopardy because of the neurodegenerative decline. And I called for a launch. 30 people arrived, and 4 souls came out of the woodwork, gathered around the Steinway piano, and started to live life like there was nothing wrong with them. Well, this was the surprise of my life. And we invited these 4 to continue to play together at rehearsals on a bi-weekly basis, and they became a Fifth Dementia band. And here we are 5 years later, a non-profit called Music Men's Minds. We have 17 bands across the USA and 6 global bands in formation in 6 different countries. We are bringing music to seniors who have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, even traumatic brain injury, stroke, and PTSD.
You know, you get together with people. It's a very loving environment. Being here just feels like being part of a family.
People are really dedicated. They come every week, so it's really heartening, and it's very motivational for me to make it stimulating and fun for them because they're making such a big effort.
I think that the thing that characterizes Music Men's Minds differently for them, that there's no expectation that they do anything other than to come and sing songs that they know and love. You don't have to get poked and prodded. You don't have to get assessed about whether you're improving or not improving. That's not part of what we do.
Their hardships can be converted into joy just by playing and making music together. It's bringing back life and joy into the lives of the caregivers and the families.
We have a couple of concerts a year, and the concerts really make them feel really, really special and really appreciated, and their families get to come and see them dressed up.
Exciting to have that concert that we had. It was a full church, and they loved it. And it's so great to be up there and do this joyous thing and have everybody really feeling excited about it.
Families are happy because they can see their loved ones rising to the occasion musically.
What they get out of it is a sense of their own self-worth and beauty, because you can't sit and perform this music without being touched by how beautiful it is.
You fall in love with these people. They're so happy to be here and so happy to be singing songs and being part of it that you just fall in love with them.
These people are able to take back their confidence, to take back their identities, and literally start to feel like they are worthwhile again. Otherwise, they've been stripped of their professions, their memories, but somehow those cells in our brains responsible for music storage are untouched by the disease process. My darling Erwin, you see, is end-stage dementia. We know it's a long journey, we know it's a difficult journey, and we can handle it. We are going to make this long journey as meaningful as we can. Thank you to the music.
Hello, I'm back. Hope you enjoyed our little mini documentary. In light of the COVID-19, Music Men's Minds has had to morph and go Zoom like the rest of the world. We have musical exchanges, rehearsals if you will, 3 times a week, led by our board-certified music therapist. And our seniors are able to continue to make music together and to socialize from the comfort of their own home. Please see firsthand what our Zoom sessions are doing for our communities globally. See you on the other side.
Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual, everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, wonderful feeling, wonderful day.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You only make me when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take the sunshine away. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause everything's gonna be alright. See, don't worry about a thing, 'cause everything's gonna be alright.
As a caregiver and spouse on a very long and difficult journey, music has been my personal lifeline. I need to hold it together for my darling husband Erwin with a Parkinson's diagnosis of 14 years already, and the dementia came a few years later. And so for him and for our family, our Music Men's Minds family at large, I continue to hold this journey for them all. I'm excited to invite you all to enjoy our full-length documentary called The Fifth Dementia, which takes a peek into the lives of our Fifth Dementia flagship band members. The link to our documentary will be included along with our Music Men's Minds link, both on the ADRAG website and on our Music Men's Minds website as well. I want to give a deep bow of gratitude to ADRAG for recognizing Music Men's Minds as being one of their important resource partners. And I encourage you all to please continue to donate to their mission, because God knows we need a cure. So thank you, ADRAG, for the recognition that you give Music Men's Minds. I'm inviting all of you to contact Music Men's Minds. And because of the Zoom era, all of you can connect with our Zoom platform 3 times a week, bringing music to the seniors around you who need the music. We look forward to hearing from you and above all, working with you. Thank you. The next presenter is Jerry Palby. Jerry is the chair of REPOD, Rotarians Easing Problems of Dementia, and Disease Prevention and Health and Wellbeing Lead for Rotary in Great Britain and Ireland. Welcome, Jerry Palby.
Hi, I'm Jerry Palby, Chair of Rotarians Easing Problems of Dementia, better known here in Great Britain and Ireland as REPOD. 14 years ago, in the southwest of England, a group of like-minded Rotarians who'd all been touched in some way by dementia got together to form REPOD. Now, the aim was to create a countrywide network of Rotarians willing to take direct action within their own communities to help support families who are coping alone with dementia. One of the first of REPOD's projects was the Memory Cafe, drop-in sessions where people living with dementia and their carers could work with volunteers who would organise entertainment and activities. There are now memory cafes being run or supported by Rotary across the whole of Great Britain and Ireland. Working alongside the memory cafes, we also developed the memory boxes. And here you can see an example of a memory box full of memorabilia items from times gone by, or memories from times gone by. Reminiscence is a wonderfully life-enhancing tool for those living with dementia. And clubs donated memory boxes to local care homes, libraries, all for people to borrow and use with their loved ones. We also started to promote something that we called fidget quilts or twiddle muffs as well. And these were wonderfully therapeutic tools to actually help to calm agitation in people with dementia. Now, those projects with the twiddle muffs here and the fidget quilts here gave us the opportunity to work very closely with the Inner Wheel. And indeed, we have a new project that we're just working with Inner Wheel and the Seroptimists to provide knitted cannula sleeves for people in hospital who may have dementia. And that helps to soothe those people. So when they have a drip inserted in their arm, they don't agitate it. Now, several years ago, we also became involved with the Alzheimer's Society to help promote the Dementia Friends and the Dementia Friendly Communities initiatives across Great Britain and Ireland. Now, this has been a huge success across the whole of the UK, and that enables Rotarians to help local shops and community centres to make them more accessible and user-friendly for people with dementia. This picture here shows one of the Welsh Rotary clubs who produced a series of doormats for the shops in their town with the Dementia Friends logo there. Other projects include helping clubs with develop things like sensory gardens. Now, sensory gardens are wonderful havens of peace embedded into communities where people with dementia and their carers can come and relax and indulge in community gardening. Now, you've already seen, thanks to the amazing Music Men's Minds project, what a wonderful thing music is for people living with dementia. And I'm delighted that my own club in Tavistock has set up the very first Music Men's Minds group in England. Rotary clubs across the whole of Great Britain and Ireland are also working with a Scottish charity called Playlist for Life. And they create individual music soundtracks for people with dementia. Other clubs across our countries are running special film clubs showing golden oldies from the 40s and 50s and even 60s, and encouraging intergenerational work as well in care homes and local with the local Interact clubs. One of our great fun projects, of course, has been the Joy for All companion pets. These are sort of robo-cats, and they are fantastic interactive cats that meow, purr, roll over, and they have a wonderful therapeutic effect on people with dementia. And Rotary clubs across the whole of the UK have been donating hundreds, literally hundreds of these cats to care homes across the country. Now, although most of REPOD's work has been encouraging clubs to take on practical projects to help those living with dementia, we do also encourage specific fundraising projects. And one of the best things that can happen to you as a carer is that you actually have access to a dementia nurse who visits you in your home and indeed looks after the welfare and the well-being of the whole family. In Britain, these nurses are known as Admiral nurses, and they're trained by a charity called Dementia UK. And thanks to fundraising campaigns across the whole country, Rotary has been able to recruit and to train more and more of these nurses. Now, inspired by the wonderful CART project that you've heard about, we are also working with Alzheimer's Research UK. And we're actually helping to fundraise for research for finding a cure ultimately for dementia using our red box. This is a lovely small box that clubs can use to collect their small change. And we're calling it the red box, as in Rotarians Eliminating Dementia. Now, the other question I'm often asked when I give a talk about dementia is, are there ways to prevent it happening? Well, in fact, there are ways to develop the effects of dementia. I'm just pulling up an image from the Lancet magazine here in the UK. And there you can see from this chart, there are various interventions that can be taken to actually prevent dementia in some cases from taking hold, and in some cases to keep it at bay indefinitely. Now, of course, what this chart tells you is what's good for your heart is also what's good for your brain. And alongside all the focus work we do for people with dementia, we are also promoting projects that help to educate the public on improving their physical and mental health. And we do this via health awareness days and our blood pressure testing sessions in collaboration with the Stroke Association. Now, alongside these projects, we also have projects to help alleviate loneliness and social isolation. And our new Rotarians for Mental Health campaign also aimed at helping to enhance the health and well-being of our communities. So that's all from me now. Thank you for listening, and I would like to pass you over to Linda Collins, Director of Constituent Event Partnerships for the Alzheimer's Association. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction and for having me here today. We're so excited to share with you about WALK and the Alzheimer's Association. Today, we are going to hear more about the mission of the Alzheimer's Association and how you can help the millions of people nationwide and around the world that are currently affected by this devastating disease. Some of you may be wondering, who is the Alzheimer's Association? What do we do? And we're definitely going to answer those questions today. But more importantly, you may be wondering why. Why do we exist? And why are we talking to you today? The Alzheimer's Association leads the way to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia by accelerating our global research, driving risk reduction and early detection, and maximizing quality care and support. And our vision is a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Blink twice. Another person in the world just developed Alzheimer's disease. They are parents, friends, siblings, customers, and coworkers. Alzheimer's and dementia impact individuals and their families, often requiring years of caregiving and expenses. The disease not only steals memories and moments, but whole identities and then eventually lives. This isn't just their fight, it's everyone's fight. This is why it's so important to continue to move our mission forward. Some of you on today's call may already be too familiar with the impact this disease has on families. Alzheimer's takes a big toll on people worldwide. It's important to also remember that Alzheimer's is not only an elderly person's issue, it's a family issue. Did you know that approximately 25% of caregivers are in the sandwich generation, caring for an aging parent and children under the age of 18? 18.5 billion hours of unpaid caregiving is valued at over $234 billion. And it's financially devastating. Alzheimer's is the most expensive disease in the US right now. By 2050, it could cost the US as much as $1.1 trillion. Not only is Alzheimer's impacting families, but it also has an effect on the workplace. Some things you might not realize is that you have employees that are caregivers. You may even have members in your Rotary Club that are caregivers, which means your company and club are impacted by this devastating disease. Also, just wanted to take a few moments to let you know what we're doing during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Alzheimer's Association continues to have a dedicated online resource for anyone with questions on how to keep loved ones safe, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. To access these resources, please visit alz.org/COVID-19 help. Caring for loved ones during COVID-19 outbreak can add stress to dementia caregivers, and we are here to help if you need us. Call our free 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900 to learn how you and your loved ones with dementia can stay healthy. And if you're caring for someone with dementia at home during COVID-19, it's important to watch for changes in behavior, such as increased confusion, which is often the first symptom of the illness. If your loved one with dementia shows rapidly increased confusion, please contact your healthcare provider for advice. The Alzheimer's Association has expanded our virtual resources to support caregivers during the COVID-19 pandemic. You can gain access to online community of our caregivers and people living with disease. You can participate in online training and education, and also have access to other caregiver resources on specific areas of need or concern. The Alzheimer's Association is urging policymakers to implement new policy solutions that will address the immediate and long-term issues impacting care facilities during the pandemic. The association calls for enhanced testing and community settings, necessary reporting, the development of protocols to respond to a rise in these cases, and steps to ensure all facilities have the necessary equipment. Your support can help us continue these efforts along with our groundbreaking research that is also in the works. Rotary International and the Alzheimer's Association share many of the same values. We believe in the importance of education, community service, and fighting diseases for those that are impacted globally. We both have a commitment to excellence to our community, our organization, and the world around us. A way to get involved with the Alzheimer's Association is to join us with the Walk to End Alzheimer's. For many of you on today's call, this might be your first time hearing about the Walk to End Alzheimer's. This event takes place not only in my community, but in communities all across the United States. For those that don't live in the United States, you can join the ADRAG team. Walk to End Alzheimer's is the signature event of the Alzheimer's Association, and it plays a significant role in helping the association advance its mission. And it's because of people like you. We are still walking, but it's going to look different this year. But supporting the Alzheimer's Association with a walk team will allow your club the opportunity to come together around a common cause and create a bright spot during this time. We just talked about what the Walk to Alzheimer's is, and now let's talk about the why. Partnering with the Walk, especially during these uncertain times, can be that opportunity to bring members together in the fight against Alzheimer's. It allows your members to build camaraderie, whether you're meeting together or virtually. They can have fun planning fundraising activities or even having some friendly competition amongst the members and other Rotary groups. It's an opportunity to boost your members' engagement, all while creating a positive presence in your community. By partnering with the Walk to End Alzheimer's, it shows your Rotary Club cares about being part of the solution to one day have a world without Alzheimer's. For the past 2 years, the Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group has been a national team for the association. In 2019, we had more than 144 Rotary clubs that raised over $248,000. As a result of these amazing efforts, we are thrilled to announce that ADRAG will be recognized as an official gold-level national walk team. The national team page will remain the same at www.alz.org/Rotary Action Group, where you can track your club's fundraising versus all other clubs across the country and see where you rank. If you are one of those 144 clubs, thank you. We would love for you to come back and support us again and help us continue our valuable work. Please know Rotarians do not need to be part of ADRAG to register under this group page. If you're interested in joining the Walk to End Alzheimer's movement, then please visit us at alz.org/Rotary Action Group to start a team. Choose a team name and then ask friends, family, and coworkers to join you. The association provides coaching and tools to help you meet your fundraising and recruitment goals. You will also have a staff person that will support you through these fundraising efforts. Thank you so much for your time today. And please, if you have any questions, you can contact me at lrcollins@alz.org. I hope to see you join the Walk to End Alzheimer's movement. Please stay healthy and well. And I'm going to kick it back over to our fearless ADRAG leaders. Thank you.
Jim
Go.
and Bill Shillito, Chair-elect Joe Clancy, and all of the officers involved with ADRAG. Let us express our appreciation to all the panelists for their constructive comments as we come to the conclusion of this webinar. Rotary, as we all know, is a worldwide humanitarian organization of men and women. Our motto is service above self. Our mission is to do good in the community and to reach beyond to do good in the world. We are one of 26 action groups with many challenges before us. Your support is very much appreciated. Bill, how about some final comments?
Thank you, President Dave. I would encourage you to become a member of the Alzheimer's Dementia Rotary Action Group, where you can apply your skills, your knowledge, and your capabilities. One of the questions we ask you is, where is your passion? Is it in caregiving, or is it in research, or is it in helping the caregivers in their homes or in their places of care? We have those available. We have a tremendous amount of resources. There is an organization with an Alzheimer's Association that is standing by to assist you with a phone call. If you're dealing with this early on in this process or for the first time, you need assistance, we have the ability to assist you through the Alzheimer's Association with a direct call from somebody who deals with us on a daily basis. We very much appreciate your time. We encourage you to come be a member of us, and we thank you very much. God bless you, and good night.
In response to the purpose of our session, what can we as Rotarians do to end Alzheimer's? Let me give you a few suggestions. Make people aware of the disease as an area of focus. Promote a support and certainly support research. Let's find a vaccine. Educate Rotarians around the world. Understand the importance of prevention. Be sensitive to those folks that have this disease. Support and provide advice to the caregivers. I also thank you for watching. Go forth to serve. Do it with a smile on your face. And remember this message. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself like Rotarians do in the service of helping others. Let's fight Alzheimer's.